these are my absolute favorite fragrances for the spring and summer. Just like with my winter fragrance favorites video, we're gonna start this off with my favorite hair and body mists first, and then we will move into the stronger stuff. The eau de parfums, if you will. So my first mist favorite is a fan favorite from Sol de Janeiro. This is the Rio Radiance Perfume Mist. This is a solar floral perfume that's supposed to evoke the warmth of sunshine on the skin and the sun on the sand, and is supposed to be the epitome of nostalgia. It has top notes of coconut milk and sand, middle notes of tuberose and ylang ylang, and base notes of vanilla and amber. Oh, that's good. This is something that I will usually only reach for in the summer because of how beachy it smells. It truly smells like the beach or a vacation in a bottle to me. And like most of Sol de Janeiro fragrances, it is very sweet, but for me personally, it's not too much because of how summery and sunny and nostalgic it smells. I also love how much the coconut really shines through in this because I'm such a sucker for a summery fragrance that smells heavily of coconut, but not too much coconut. I really can smell the sand in this. Like, I get what they're talking about. If you love the idea of a beachy fragrance, but Sol de Janeiro is just too sweet for you, then you might love this one. OUAI just came out with a hair and body mist of their St. Bart's fragrance. And if you've been watching my videos for a while, then you will know that I have been a huge fan of the St. Bart scent in the body care products that OUAI has for several years now. Again, this is supposed to be a very tropical, beachy scent that's reminiscent of St. Bart's. It's a fresh solar fragrance with notes of dragon fruit, orange blossom, and musk. So not only is this something that I feel is less intensely sweet than Rio Radiance, it's also fruitier, but it still perfectly captures that essence of a tropical, beachy fragrance. Yum! And my last mist favorite is the Skylar Coconut Cove Hair and Body Mist. This is supposed to be creamy, exotic, a nice blend of coconut and floral notes for an intoxicating yet tranquil blend. This has top notes of bergamot, hibiscus, cardamom, and lemon, middle notes of coconut, gardenia, green notes, and jasmine, and base notes of ambroxan, woodsy notes, heliotrope, and vanilla orchid. Despite the coconut also being very prevalent in this, it's a quite different scent experience than Rio Radiance or St. Bart's. That ginger spice really pulls through for me, so you get a nice balance of the coconut and the florals, and then that pop of ginger for a little bit of spiciness. So I guess cardamom is a pod spice in the ginger family that's commonly used in Indian cuisine, which totally makes sense because there's definitely a little bit of a spicy punch with this. So it's a nice change of pace for a coconut fragrance because you're getting that creamy coconut, you're getting the floral, so all of that feels very summery and beachy, but then you have that little bit of spice in there to kind of elevate it and make it feel, I don't know, a little more exotic. Next is Skylar Boardwalk Delight. This one is an eau de parfum, but they have this available in a hair and body mist as well, and they actually do that with all of their fragrances. So if you were interested in Coconut Cove or anything else from them, but you want it to last longer, then you can get it in an eau de parfum. If you'd prefer to have a hair and body mist, you can do that as well. Boardwalk Delight is a sweet and warm gourmand scent that ushers in nostalgic memories with notes of cotton candy. The top notes are water, raspberry, and apple. The middle notes are coconut milk, water lily, and guava blossom, and the base notes are cotton candy, vanilla, musk, solar, and amber. This is a very sweet, very cotton candy-esque carnival-y fragrance, so it's not going to be for everybody, and it certainly isn't something that I want to wear every single day. But I just absolutely love this. This makes me feel like I'm a little kid going to my school carnival, but like less grossly sugary sweet than you might associate with that. This is the one I want on right now. And I really enjoy having some fragrances like this in my collection that are more playful and fun and youthful. I don't need every perfume that I own to be really complex and mature and elevated. Sometimes I really do just want to smell like cotton candy, and when that's the case, I will reach for this. Next up is Phlur Father Figure. Phlur has very quickly become one of my favorite fragrance brands. I feel like all of their perfumes are just beautiful and unique, and I also am obsessed with the packaging. So Father Figure is supposed to be commanding yet tender at the same time, rooted in lushness. It's a vivid green fragrance that is supposed to capture the intimate feeling of cool. It's layered, it's vibrant, and it's lush. Oh my god, I love this. Oh wait, I didn't read the notes. I'm getting ahead of myself. The top notes are fig, water lily, and cassis. Middle notes are orris root, iris, and jasmine. And the base notes are musk, Madagascar vanilla, sandalwood, and patchouli. I'm usually not a huge fan of green fragrances. This is actually the only green fragrance I own, but this is done perfectly. patchouli. Like the powder with the woodsy, with the floral, with the planty. It really does just smell like lush and fresh to me. The plantiness is not too overwhelming. If you're not really into the extra tropical, beachy, coconutty fragrances and all of the ones that I just talked about sound like your worst nightmare, then this might be right up your alley. It's so incredibly different from all of those, and it's something that I really love to layer with sweeter scents like that, because I feel like this really helps to just balance everything out and like envelope you in freshness. Similar to the cotton candy perfume, this is not going to be for all of you. It's such an interesting fragrance, and I thought I was going to hate it when I first heard about it because I saw that the top notes were fruit gummies. And you guys know how I feel about artificial, fruity, candy-like scents. I hate it. But the way that it's folded in with other notes and mood ring is so good. So this is supposed to take you on a euphoric sugar trip. It's a dynamic, vibrant, mood-enhancing fragrance. They describe it as a fruity floral that starts with that nostalgic sweetness of fruit gummies, but then is also balanced out with some florals and other fruity notes. So the top notes are fruits, pitaya, and orange. The middle notes are jasmine, orange blossom, and marigold. And the base notes are musk, patchouli, and amber. Maybe I want some of this on too. I'm about to smell like 200 different perfumes. This is just such a cool perfume to me. I truly have never smelled anything like it. And even though, yes, I get what they mean by having notes of fruit gummies, this isn't something that I spray on me and I'm like, oh my God, that smells like I'm wearing fruit gummy bears. Not at all. I really do think that the balance of the fruity sweetness, the floral, and the musk is just freaking good. All right, let's move on to something that I have loved for years, and that is Byredo Mojave Ghost. Mojave Ghost is a woody composition inspired by the soulful beauty of the Mojave Desert. It's an amber floral fragrance that's supposed to be light and graceful. Top notes are sapodilla and ambrette, middle notes are magnolia, violet, and sandalwood, and base notes are ambergris and cedar. For some reason, this kind of reminds me of a sunset, but not at all in any sort of tropical or beachy way, because this doesn't have any notes like that. It's not sweet at all. It's elegant, but not in a feminine way. Like, this is something somebody really, really cool and trendy wears. To me, Mojave Ghost is one of those perfumes that is always something that gets noticed while still being really understated. It's so much more subtle than something like Baccarat Rouge. Like, that's a very noticeable fragrance, but I would not call that subtle or understated at all. I would call Mojave Ghost that though. My newer love from Byredo is Bal D'Afrique, and this has a really cool origin story. So the creator of this fragrance says that at the time of formulating this, they were obsessed with translating memories into scent. Their father traveled in Africa for 10 to 15 years and he would read through his diaries, and then he created this fragrance based on all of the memories that he wrote in his diaries. So he says the way that he traveled on freight ships, met all kinds of different people, the fantasy of arriving in Africa through somebody else's world. So it's an imaginary journey as well as a complete celebration of how he sees African culture and its influence. Or to be more specific, it's a warm woody floral. Oh my gosh. The top notes are Amalfi lemon, tagates, black currant, bergamot, and African orange flower. Middle notes are violet, cyclamen, and jasmine, and base notes are vetiver, musk, amber, and Virginia cedar. I feel like this might be the most special fragrance that I own. It is so incredibly unique and beautiful and layered. This is much more of a daytime fragrance to me than a nighttime fragrance because of that freshness, the slight subtle hints of fruit. And while you definitely get that woodsy element, it's in like a daytime way. Like wood on a tree during the day. I talked about this in my last favorites video, and I was saying that to me, it makes me feel like I'm walking through like a lemon field, but not because it smells overtly of lemon or like, you know, fresh lemons or lemonade. Nothing like that at all. I feel like I picture myself walking through the lemon version of a winery when I spray this. It's just so beautiful. And again, another one that I think is going to be perfect for you if you're not into the really sweet summery scents. Also, I think similar to Mojave Ghost, there's just something about this that's very noticeable, but not too in your face. So special. I'm so glad I found this one. And last but not least is my personal favorite. It is Parfums de Marly Delina. This is a charming and firmly modern floral bouquet that's highly nuanced and both sweet and sensual. It has top notes of lychee, rhubarb, bergamot, and nutmeg, middle notes of Turkish rose, peony, musk, petalia, and vanilla, and base notes of cashmere, incense, cedar, and Haitian vetiver. When my mom introduced me to this, I was blown away. I had never smelled a perfume like this before, and I'm sure those of you that also own Delina know exactly what I'm talking about. Like, this to me recreated the world of fragrance for me. It was like, oh, that is how good a perfume can smell. That is how like elevated a perfume can smell. Delina makes like 80% of my perfume collection look painfully basic. I love how feminine this is. Like, I feel like this is something a princess would wear. It's girly, it's dainty. Even the bottle is girly and dainty. I feel like honestly, this bottle captures the way that it smells so well. Is this not kind of like giving regal? To me it is, and to me it smells like a regal fragrance. This is what a princess should wear. I do actually also have this in the mist version. This is the hair perfume. My mom got this for me for Christmas a couple years ago, so it was my first introduction into Delina, and it's definitely the more affordable option over this right here, which is so expensive. Niche fragrances definitely just tend to be super pricey, so if you're interested in that fragrance but you're like, oh my god, there's no way I can spend that kind of money on it, try the mist. I love this too. All right, you guys, those are all of the spring and summer fragrances I wanted to share with you today. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments below if you are feeling inspired to test any of these out. If so, as always, they're all going to be listed and linked in order of mention in my description box below. And also please let me know in the comments if there's a perfume that you think I should try based on everything I talked about loving in today's video. And if you enjoyed this and would like to see more from me, please don't forget to give this a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, click on that notification bell, and send my channel to a friend. Thank you so much for your support in doing those things. It truly means the world. Thank you for watching my videos. I love the freaking heck out of you guys. Make sure to stay tuned for my next one because that will be up in a few days. But until then, I hope you have a great few days.